Hello, dear friends. As always, I welcome you on the YouTube channel ALLATRA TV UK. My name is Ola, and we will provide an interview on the project Creative Society today with our guest. It is very easy to understand for you guys what is Creative Society. Just think of a world when you don't have anything to complain about: government, healthcare, education system, politics, and everything else serves for a human, for us, for you and me and our guests and all the humanity in the world. Imagine this society. So this is it, Creative Society. And now I would love to introduce my co-host, Diego. Diego, please introduce our guest today.
Hello, I am Diego. I am Italian. I am from Milan. I am a biomedical technician, but my future I will be mental health coach for help people to grow together. Sure, I hope this is my business. I am 40 years old and I live alone now in city near Milan. So.
Thank you, Diego. Thanks for your introduction. And who is our guest today?
What?
Who is our guest today? Please introduce Marie-Anna.
Yeah. I know Marie-Anna. It's a very interesting woman, very clever. He is a coach. He helped me sometime with take some decision, and so I trust him a lot. And she is very expert in their job. That is help people to solve problem and be happy. And is very great woman. Very
great. Thank you. Hello, dear Marie-Anna. How are you today?
Thank you. Doing well. It's a sunny day and blue sky. So not the one that you see behind me, but it's a wonderful day.
Yeah, hearing about your profession, I instantly got a question in my mind, like what brought you into this coaching profession, into teaching? What motivates you the most, and what's your motto in life?
Well, I've always wanted to serve, and as being a teacher in my professional life, where I started to communicate with people, I then also became involved with the elderly and with people who were actually ostracized from society. They were pushed aside into the old age home, or into the corner of the living room, or into the, we are so busy with our world, we forget also that these are actually human beings. And it became a passion of me to be occupied with them as well, and understand also where they came from and what is their purpose in life and how can I make it more meaningful. And I had a little time to myself, and I realized that through coincidence, through reading books of self-help, going through also my own experiences in my life, that I can learn to help myself as well as others. And this was through the heartfelt feeling that I had with the elderly, and a connection that I had, and as well as with the young, that I have such a passion for teaching, that I became involved in coaching. It's a journey right now that I'm just beginning, but it's a wonderful adventure that I'm starting, and I want to spread it out to create bridges like this bridge behind me, with societies to bridge the gaps, and to follow and to continue in this river of life, to create a better understanding of who we are, where we come from, and where we belong.
Thank you, Marie-Anna. As you're working in the area of training, you have big experience in working with people. In your opinion, what values are the basis for friendly and harmonious relationships between people?
Your question was, what are the main values?
Yes. What is this base for a harmonious relationship between us, between people?
The base is to have an understanding of the self and have compassion for the self before you can give compassion to the other. Learn to love yourself with all the mistakes, with all the things that you're going through, understand where they come from, and then be able to relate that to the other person by understanding and listening to what their experiences. Because my experience is not the same as yours. We all have our own experiences, our own ideas and attachments to what's going on in our life. But if we can become silent and understand them and appreciate them, and then listen to others as well. And through compassion, the first value is compassion for me. And through compassion, and then respect, because you respect the other person's experiences as you have respected your own and where you came from, then there can be a connection. And when you have a connection, then there is the listening. And then when you have the listening, there is the communication of a talk, of a conversation. And then the progress can go from there. But foremost is compassion and love.
Thank you. Yes, so many guests are speaking about same values. In our streams, we are interviewing millions of people all over the world already, like for last 10 years. And everybody is speaking about this love, that inner love. It is in every human. And just spreading this love, putting it as a base on any type of relationship with your colleagues, with your family, with your relatives, with your friends, will build something beautiful between you. Just every moment reminding yourself that there should be love in this, and it will put everything on its own places. Thank you for this feedback too. Diego, I'm passing floor to you for next question.
Okay, I'm ready. Ja, готова.
Yeah, okay. Then I'd love to ask you both, Diego, how do you envision the creative society? Society which cares about the human being of every person, where every person can be happy, safe, comfortable. How do you envision this society?
I like this project of this society. Why I tried last interview for myself, and today with you and Marie-Anna, and I agree with all and you tell. And for me, society must be something that where people must be relaxed, don't have stress to payment or problem about money. Why? Money are the problem of this world, especially when people don't have money. But people don't understand that the first thing is time and health. Why? If you have too much money and you are sick or you are older, you can do almost nothing. No, sure. In European country is so, and also sanity health system is free. But sure, in many countries when you must pay for health, money are important. No, but I like why this society is based on real value, normal value, on solidarity. Sure, this time I think was a bit utopic, but I think if we grow a big group and all of this group bring a part of something of themselves, can be a good, a better world, not for us, but for our children, for our niece, and for people that will be arrive after us.
Yeah, I totally agree. Actually, money is not such a bad thing. The main issue of our society is that somehow we put money in prior before humans' life, and it should be vice versa. Same as we discussed about love. If you put love first before everything else, then things will somehow be on their places. Thank you for your feedback. Marie-Anna, what do you think about creative society? How do you envision this kind of society where everybody can be safe, comfortable, and happy?
First of all, the word creative is already the word that fits into what transforms or becomes or grows. So in a creative society, it's not static. And we always, as human beings, we look at something that becomes more comfortable or a better situation or a perfect situation. But there is no perfect situation on Earth. There are always weather, storms, and things that happen and exist. So how do we create a society that is creative at the same time and gives us the happiness and the fulfillment and feeling of we are enough? A creative society, a society means we are coming together as a group of people. So as a group of people, each one being an individual, has their own say, has their own capabilities, has differences between the others. But how do we create that society? And the South African word in the Zulu language means Ubuntu, which means together, together as one. One, we are together. And this unity is through respect. There was a little child once that said to one of the missionaries in the little African village that they were going to play a game, and the missionary said he was going to set out a basket for whoever wins this race to the next tree, a basket of fruits. And the children were so excited, and they were all lined up, and they were getting the ready start goal. And in our society, it's basically the same. So we're all ready to make ourselves a better person, to be the best that we can, and we're all running towards this goal. And then at the end, is it you who grabs the apple or you who grab the banana out of the basket? How does it work? So what happens when this one kid who won the game, won the race, came back to the missionary who had the basket of fruits and says, here's your gift. He took the basket, put it in the center of his group, and everybody sat around and shared the basket of what the joy was. So each individual plays a part in our society to create the Ubuntu, to create this togetherness. And I believe that this society, as we have seen in your testimonials with human life, human freedom, human safety, transparency, openness, creative ideology. However, the goal to get there is not so that you can step on the other or take advantage of the other. Money is value for what you have put into what you're doing. So you're getting back. But the service that you give is not for your egocentric political sake of getting somewhere on the top, but is to create a community that is safe. May I be safe is my question always to myself. Every morning I wake up. May I be able to do the things that I'm supposed to be doing? May I? Yes, you may. And this is what I would like to set out there with the society that we're going to create. A creative society that says, you may. You may be able to.
Thank you, Marie-Anna. What a beautiful example. Great story. I heard that in African countries, children are very supportive, friendly, and competitiveness, it's not on the first place over there. But this example is amazing, just hearing it. That's true, actually. One more issue of our world, of our society now, is competitiveness, whole competitiveness. Everybody is motivated to gain a goal, to gain some position, instead of looking around and feeling like what will be the best for the society in general. And this competitiveness brought us to this whole consumerism, where science cannot be developed just because it can break somebody's interested, oil companies and so on, pharmacies companies, where humans feel that they are competitors first, but not like one human family. So it's very close to my heart what you're speaking about. Thank you for your opinion. And I totally agree that such a society can be built only in a whole union of people, in unity, as Diego said as well. Like, it can sound utopic, but when we realize that many people are involved for the same idea, same goal, it doesn't sound utopic that much, because united we can do whatever we want. One day somebody decided to build this consumerism in our world, and it became truth. So now let's just decide to build creative society, and it will become truth. Marie-Anna, what to your mind unites all people around the globe, regardless of nationality, religion, social status? Something common in all of us. What did you notice from your travel experience, from your acquaintances?
What really is down to the main core is, who am I here on this earth, and what do I serve for others? I mean, and we all are in need of being recognized and being loved. All of us, that's the same. But our basic needs are basically, do we have shelter? Do we have food? Do we have the protection? Do we have all those means? Do we have the recognition of who we are? And then the belonging and the purpose. So they all connect, but they're on a pyramid level. So where your basics, people don't even have the basics. That's why this is such an important thing, that our society is going to create a system where education is free for all. That's a must, because if you have people that are ignorant and they don't get the education or the level of knowing, it doesn't mean the Western education. I don't mean that. I mean, I don't mean that that's the only way of learning, but the education of giving them the free will, giving them the chance to be who they wish to be in their dreams. If education has to be something that we have to pay for to become somebody that we wish to be, that's very hard for me to realize in like a third world country. So we have to stop that. And the transparency, to have the freedom of speech, the freedom of your religion, of your belief system. Because if we have respect and love for each other, that should be a given, you know, whatever God or energy or spirit you believe in. It should be your free will to do that route without hurting somebody, because we should have the respect for each other. But not only that, we have the respect for each other and the earth that we live on. So all of that is connected, because we can look after ourselves and do what we want to do, but we also have to respect the earth that we are on. So part of the human life, the number one that I would put on your agenda is human life and earth.
Thank you, Marie-Anna. Yeah, that's true. After human life, we should remember that the place we are living is not only for us, but also for our children, grandchildren, and all the generation. Thank you for reminding that. And since you touched the topic of education, Diego, what do you think? If education was free and affordable, but by every person in the world, how would our society change?
I think our society can change in good way, but not as we think. Why many people also in Italy, as in Europe, have can be a free education, but many people is lazy, don't want to go to school, and don't want to make so. This appreciate, I think, more people from East Asia or this country or Africa appreciate more this. Why they understand that this is a form of rechange new life and make something. I think that especially many now in Europe, all people can make school. Can use schools that don't have money. Why we are not 100 years ago? In some country, I think as Germany, Holland, Sweden, university are free. So it's not problem of money. It's problem if people want to change themselves. No? For example, I speak. I finish my school. I speak. I study English. But I was go to South Africa too for 1 month. Why I have a cousin there, and why these people speak to me, I don't understand almost nothing. And after I will try to change myself, to study for myself, look TV with subtitle in English, speak with people in English, work in international environment. So now I am happy that I can speak. A normal English, understand. I think people can understand me. Why today, if people don't know information technology or English, is analphabet. When I make example of Italy when I make military visit, and was 23 years ago. There is people enter this chef, commandant, and say, people that is analphabet come to me. We was around 100 people, and 15 people following him. Do you understand what happened? During war, my granddad was go to Sardinia to learn people to teach people to write, to read, and so. But was another time. Today is not possible that people don't have a culture, don't have so sure. People education must be free. I am sure. Also, for example, there is many bibliothèques, many things where people can take this book, use for free, and after re-give this book. So someone other can use, and especially in some country as Africa, we need technology for people use internet. When, for example, I have your age, I don't know if what age, but I think you are young. This mobile I have when I was 20. Now I have my niece that have 6-year-old, and she can use mobile, DVD. It's more advantage than us. Also, it's if today I tell you, if you don't know English or information technology, basically you are cut out. Why you can go? What?
You'll be limited, actually.
Yeah, you are very limited, and I like understand when the people speak to me. And for English, I had sure some advantage. Why I had many good people, interesting people, for example, as Marie-Anna and other people that I had
Thank you, Diego. Yeah, so you see actually what happens, like half of the world doesn't have access to education, and other half has access to education but doesn't use it properly. So why does it happen? Because the ideology in our world is not serving for a human. Like part of the world basic needs is not covered. So what can we speak about education if they need food, if they need water, if they need to cover some primary needs? And second part, I think it's also because of this teaching from all over the media about freedom. Now it's very popular. I think you could notice, like stop serving the boss, stop working in the office, do yoga retreats, go to India, get some freedom, free your mind, and so on. So it's very inspiring from one side, but from the other side, they don't teach us what freedom means in reality, because the other part of freedom is responsibility. If you get your freedom, if you have free time, why not to put it for serving to humanity, to society, not to help society to grow, not to do volunteer work, and so on. So this freedom meaning is perverted by the consumerism again. And that is why in creative society, we have 8 foundations to build it on, and all of them are not separable. All of them are very important. And I'd like to share a small story how this foundation were invented. For the last 10 years, 9 and something, we were interviewing people like you through the internet, and also in real life, just going out in streets, asking people one by one, which society you would like to live? How would you describe your perfect society? And we noticed that all people actually were speaking about same values. And this is how just analyzing people's work, regular people like me and you and our viewers, we created these 8 foundations of creative society. And I'd like to show you a video how they actually were built on, a small video from our conference. Let's watch it together.
The biggest social polling in our entire history of civilization has been conducted during the last 10 years by people around the world. 180 countries, millions of people of different social statuses, denominations, nationalities, talk about the society in which they want to live in. And this is a creative society based on the answers of the people from around the world. 8 foundations of creative society were established. A society where all people can live in happiness, peace, and prosperity. This is that very society that our prophets bequeathed to us. All prophets talked about the value of life, freedom, honesty, common human values, equality before God, mutual respect, and unification of people, about love for each other. They talked about the common truth and about the world which we can create. The prophet said, there will be a time when we're able to build a creative society. We are honored to live in the time which the prophets talked about, when everyone is chosen.
Thank you. I like that without even particular questions about some foundations, we already discussed some of them. Thank you for that, guys. But I'd love to show you 6 foundations. Let's see it on our screen, development of personality. Marie-Anna, can I ask you to read it for our viewers? Do you see it on your screen?
Yes, number 6 is the development of personality. Every person in the creative society has the right to comprehensive development and personal fulfillment. Education should be free and equally accessible to all, creating conditions and expanding opportunities for a human to implement his or her creative abilities and talents.
Thanks a lot. And my question to you, as a person who works a lot on herself and also the person who helps others to understand why it is important to help on you, to work on yourself, why do you do that? Why do you think that self-development is important for every person in the world?
Self-development, the only way that you can know who you are and then share with others is by self-reflection. And there already is the word before, because in the reflection there's a mirror, and the mirror is in the person that you connect with. And the person that you connect with, you can only connect with if you are in tune with yourself. If you know certain things that are happening in your body and why they're happening and why you act in certain ways and why are your emotions leading you this way or that way, or why are your experiences making you do certain actions. And if you understand that concept, it may not be the same as for another person, but you may understand that concept. And therefore you can understand the other person better. And therefore there can be that space between you and the other person that creates a respect. And there it creates the connection.
Yeah, thank you. It's also clear for me what you are saying. Actually, only understanding who you are, you can understand who are the others around you and then respect them even more. It's always mutual and equal thing. And I know that you chose 6 foundations for discussion, but I also would love to discuss with you 5th foundation, because creative ideology, I think we already touched this topic a little too. And do you mind reading for our viewers too?
The creative ideology should be aimed at popularizing the best human qualities and stopping everything that is directed against a human. The main priority is the priority of humanity, high spiritual and moral aspirations of a human. Humanness, virtue, mutual respect, and strengthening of friendship. Creating conditions for the development and education of a human with a capital H, cultivating moral values in each person and society. Prohibition of propaganda of violence, condemnation and denunciation of any form of division, aggression, and anti-humane manifestations.
Thank you, Marie-Anna. What do you think about this foundation? How would you comment it?
Creative ideology starts with what we're saying, the self, and being the best that we can. And how do we become the best that we can? In prioritizing the spiritualness of you, your moral aspirations, your value systems. Your value systems can change also because of what experiences you've gone through. Therefore, it is so important that each one has the ability to be educated, to get that freedom of realizing who they are. Because sometimes an experience makes you feel like you're not enough, you're not good enough. But you are. Each one of us has the ability to be. You may be that. You may be the best. You may have your priorities. And the ideology of being allowing for you to be there. Already putting a fee on education is suppressing the ones, and it's making it where some may be better than others. Some may be more than others. And we don't want to go back into the past, those histories that allowed that to happen, where there were those that were the chosen and those that were not the chosen ones. We are all chosen on this earth, and we all have given life with our heart and our soul. And it gives us the possibility to be a society that can grow and create that ideology that we wish to have. And it's now, because time is running out.
Thank you for this amazing sentence that everybody is chosen. I didn't want to say it by myself and ask you exactly, but I'm very happy that you mentioned that. It's really like that. We are living in the times where everybody is chosen because everybody has a responsibility in front of this planet, in front of humanity, in front of making changes. Yes. And also speaking about the ideology of our society, I think it's obvious what fulfill our ideology now, like whole consumerism, cars, makeups, fashion, money, be rich, get rich or die trying, let's say. What do you think should fulfill ideology in creative society? What would you put into it?
Well, I've heard stories, being also now a coach, that there are people who have looked at, I have the car, I have the house, I have the wife, I have the garden, I have the swimming pool, I have all of those beautiful things that you think means success to you. And you go towards having all of that, and at the end of finally having your job and getting to that situation where you say, I've achieved all that, but for what purpose? And they may break down, or a loss may happen, or they get into some kind of suffering, or something changes and it becomes a transformation. And the transformation is, again, looking within yourself. And the ideology is to know who you are, not with what you are putting on, because I have this, I have that. Those are the material things that actually our society still says, with this label, you are somebody. And you are not somebody because of that label, but you are somebody because you are who you are, unique in yourself, authentically. I am Marie-Anna. And I'm not just Marie-Anna, I am Marie-Anna, Alexandra, and so forth. And it goes on and goes on. And you create that who you are, also by choosing and by taking your will and taking the step forward. And that's what, in this creative ideology, you have to take the step, you have to take the responsibility for who you are, who you're going to become, and where you belong in this chaos that we have created.
Thank you. Yeah, amazing ideology would be like that. Diego, speaking about creative ideology, I have an interesting question for you. Which 3 things you would promote in creative society by creative ideology? 3 values.
3 values. The first value is happiness. Why also Aristotle said that sense of life is a search of happiness. other value is instruction, why people must understand what happened, how have a skill for live good. For example, if you are a clever person, you can live in a rich situation, and you can live in a poor situation and use the brain. Why people think that the first thing is the world is money, but the right thing is not so. The right thing is how to know how make money. So you will never be poor in this situation. Why I see that in this world is there is many egoism, many invite between people, that someone have something more than me, someone is so. And there is this bad habit to criticize people. Why if one is rich, it's why he had stolen money. If one is poor, why is lazy or the fool. So it's not right. So it depends many time for lucky. And third thing that is maybe the most important, I think, in life is love. Why love is engine of world? Why if there is not love in this world, we was not born, and the world was stopped. If people think about this, maybe act in more positive action. And as someone some prophet tell, all we don't give is all will be lost, and is so.
Amazing values.
Yeah, also we have a little story about Chinese proverb that said, we think to live in eternal. Every evening, this worker put this alarm clock for the day after, but he don't know if the day after he will be alive. Understand what the sense is? So people must think to live more concentrated life, more do good action. I believe in karma, so I try to do my best for help people how I can, for sure.
Thank you, Diego. And that's so interesting that you mentioned this meaning of life, because I wanted to tell about conferences which are held in the project of Creative Society. Last one we had on 20th of March. We come back to it in a few minutes, but now I wanted to mention a conference which will take place on 20th of May, very soon actually, because it's exactly the theme of the conference is afterlife, after death life, truth and myth about it. And actually the main topic of the conference will be if our life in this world, on this planet, influence afterlife, and is it important to live it in some particular way. So you're welcome to watch it. I think you will be interested since you mentioned that. But it will be on 20th of May. And now I'd love to show a video from the conference which took place on 20th of March. It was called What the Prophets Dreamt of, Creative Society. And that conference was actually, the main topic was what all prophets from all of religions were speaking about times we are living in now, what they spoke about union, not a word of separation, which transformations appeared in the religions. So now we see that there are so many religions and different religion movements. And also one interesting thing, why are all of us chosen on this planet? Exactly what Marie-Anna said. I also invite you for watching this conference, What the Prophets Dreamt of. It's for free access on YouTube channel. You can easily find it by these keywords. And let's watch a small video from that conference. Thank you, technical support. You're amazing. Marie-Anna, how do you understand the meaning of this cartoon?
Well, one can interpret it in the same way that when Jesus said, you give the rod, not the fish to the people, but give them the rod to fish for the fish. Because we always expect, I don't know, because maybe it's because of habit, or because we are complacent human beings, that you expect something, give me, because I am somebody. But you don't really realize who you really are until you start digging and working for yourself of who you are and what tools, that tool that is given to you, to who you are and who you can become, and use those tools within you to understand who you are. And then God says, see, I told you, you have it already in you.
Thank you. Exactly. It's exactly like that. And thank you for this amazing example with Jesus too. And, you know, this is exactly like in Creative Society project. Like every person should understand its own responsibility in the project. It's not like some small group of people can build it and then share for all people in the world. No, it's a project which should be made by every person, by all the humanity. And which steps do you think are affordable by every person to bring this creative society faster into our life? Which steps would you recommend to others, and what do you think you will make after this interview, for example?
What will I make after this interview?
Yes.
I will not shy away from the next shovel that's passed on to me. No, I mean, seriously, as I said in the beginning, it's my journey and it's starting, and it can be overwhelming. But to know that there are other like-minded people, and that there are people that I met just by coincidence with Diego and now with you, and creating a larger community, thanking Diego for having brought me into this, and him being there as well, knowing that there's everybody who has a dream, a vision, and it's possible. It's possible. I mean, maybe not now in our lifetime, maybe not. I don't know. But if we don't try, then we're going to suffer in the dust, in the sand. Put the weight, put the responsibility on you, and make it work. And I'm there with you, and I'm working with you. And let's create that togetherness and hold hands and communicate.
You are welcome, Marie-Anna. Thank you to you for support that you give this society, and you are one of the best clever women that I can know. For sure, women nowadays are more clever than men.
It's debatable. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Marie-Anna. Thanks, Diego. Marie-Anna, as you know, we are now on the informational stage of building creative society. You mentioned that very correctly, that every person should realize its role and not to pass by a next shovel. Actually, this interview is also a shovel for some people. If you see the opportunity to join the creative society, you shouldn't hesitate to do it. And as we are on informational stage, we are inviting people to these interviews from all over the world, and actually every person is interesting for us to know their opinion of creative society. And maybe from your acquaintance, you have somebody who you would nominate for same interview, 1 or 3 people. Who would you say?
Well, first I would choose my immediate friends or my immediate family members, because they are the ones that can resonate with me right away. And because they resonate with me, I can have them spread out, and they then will resonate with who they spread out in their own family. So I definitely have Michael, Genevieve, and Charmaine, who I will connect to this group and ask if they would like to be part of this.
Oh, thank you. Then we would wait for the contacts after the show and for your review. Thank you for this wish and this readiness to spread the information about Creative Society. Very appreciate that. And I would love to address to our viewers, dear friends, it's very easy to join Creative Society. You can see the shortest instruction on your screen now. Just go to the website ALLATRAunites.com. There is a red button, join. Many languages already available on the website. You can specify the way you want to join, to provide active actions or just support the Creative Society format in this world. Everything is appreciated by us, so do not hesitate to visit our site. I will repeat, ALLATRAunites.com. And I want to thank you guys, Diego, Marie-Anna, thank you for this amazing interview. Thank you for finding time to speak about Creative Society. It was a beautiful conversation. And Diego, let's start from you. Can you address to our viewers, and what would you wish to all the people in the world who didn't join Creative Society yet and who are already making active actions in Creative Society? What would you wish shortly?
I tell you, I want for all happiness. Why happiness? It's the status of it's a mental status. It's a psychological status. Sometime in my life I have all, but I don't have happiness. So it's not normal. It's against this thing. Why, if you have all but you are not happy, you in real you don't have nothing. No. Why, if you have maybe depressed or something, I feel many people that have all but they are not happy. They want again much more, thinking that as said Marie-Anna before, status symbol of a big car, big dress, and this is really stupid. Why, I think you are from Soviet Union country, I think, yes, Ukraine, I think. And in this state, people don't have good as us, but maybe people was more clever than Occidental people, and judge people from dress or what they have is a big mistake. You must value the people, the person, what this person can give you. For example, you see maybe a person that is not well good, but maybe this person is more clever than some people in jacket and so that makes only for show, for a woman or for something. I live my simple life. I like a wolf, a symbol, and I dress comfortable. I don't like this jacket also. As when I had in past a good position, I will try never put this jacket. Why? I don't want to be superior to nobody. For me, it's okay. I can speak with political. I can speak with clochard at the same time, as is normal do in USA. Here in Italy is a bit difficult, but I try to do my best for help people. When I can help someone, I am happy. Why, it's for my karma and for my. I say, okay, I do something. I give a sense of your day.
Thank you, Diego. Yeah, and actually, thanks for connecting us with Marie-Anna. We're already thankful to you for that. Marie-Anna, same question to you. What would you wish to people who didn't join Creative Society yet and to people who already make active action voluntarily?
Those who have not joined Creative Society to be open-minded and to search for the purposes and the meaning of life, and by looking deeper into themselves, and then be able to connect with others through the links of others, or through technology. It's important for us to have a vision, not just the immediate of, having all the necessities, like we said earlier, in the pyramid structure, but the necessities of what is the higher purpose or the higher self that you can aim to and achieve for the society, for where we live, because our time here on earth is very limited, it's very short. So we are in need of being aware of that, and the sooner we can connect and the more we can involve people, the chances are we will create something that is more purposeful and salvational. I'm not sure if in my lifetime, but that's my hope, that there is some movement towards that.
Then I have a good news for you, Marie-Anna, because by predictions of socialists, economists, ecologists, if we all are united and we put our effort in building creative society, it will take less than 10 years. Prediction is 3-5 years, actually. So it's definitely building also for you to enjoy it too. Yeah, thank you for your words, thank you for your wishes. And Diego, Marie-Anna, I was very happy to meet you today, and thank you for this honest and inspiring conversation. Thank you for your time. And I want to remind our viewers that everything is made for creative society, is made voluntarily, and our most motivation is a better life for us and all people in the world. Creative society is already being built. It's not like a dream of some foggy future. So I invite everybody to join us and take a part in changing the world to something very beautiful very soon. United, we can do everything, friends. Write us with any questions or offers to info@allatraignites.com, and see you on ALLATRA TV UK. Bye bye.
Thank you very much. Okay.
Amazing, Don. I'm so overwhelmed. I'm so grateful to be part of this Creative Society program. Thank you, guys. Let's keep doing this until we unite mankind.
It was a humbling and exciting and inspiring experience to all of us. We want this world to be a better place. We want to leave this world better than when we found it. I'm
honored and I'm flattered just getting to know the idea of this conference and just watching how diverse it was, and understanding that how God is love and how we can love each other equally.
In total, I have heard, I've listened, and I've understood from the people around the world the way people actually pour their heart out. And it was so phenomenal to see people from different religions but talking almost the same language.
I'm totally inspired and motivated by what I received from the conference on the power of love and the role each one of us plays to build it.
This is a very beautiful moment I'm sharing, that all volunteers all across the globe, we want happiness, we want peaceful life, we want togetherness, we want a life where everyone should live in peace
and truth, purified from false. People will be able to understand their religion truly,
who watched it and accepted the truth.
I think we will succeed in everything. I believe it.
The importance of the creative society, as I understand it, is to implement all the good qualities of a person.
Such freedom of spirit, such unification of people, such an example of what people who feel the need and strive for the freedom can do. Feel the need for this unification because they understand that these are such times that we simply have no other option. And besides, it is a need, the need of every heart.